hear the voice of reason.
Welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is, No Filter. In case you didn't know, changing it up, I'm telling you, man. We already in a new year, first quarter. You can make changes as you see fit. There's no schedule in life. You see something that needs changing or adjusting, and you just do it. Ain't no schedule for that shit. All right, let's jump right in. No, before I jump right in, big rest in peace, Biggie's mom, Voletta Wallace. Big rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, we may not know much about her. I don't know what research you have done, but she just get flowers from me for giving us Biggie. Especially someone like me with music. You know, a lot of Biggie's music, even though you may say his catalog is not enough to make an impact, you're bugging. You know, I know you don't got the music Pac got, but the influence that Biggie made, personally for me, is just unmatched. So definitely sleep in peace. You with your baby boy again. Condolences to the kids, you know what I mean? Chris and Tiana. I just need a moment for that. Brooklyn all day. Best style, do or die. Absolutely. All right. Women wanted men to not sleep around while sleeping with them, even if it's not a relationship. Let's do the logical, sensible side of this first. There's things out there. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Shout out to Spice. You know, you don't want to buy a house in Vegas. And there's reasons for panic. There's reasons to be cautious. There's reasons to get yourself checked. There's reason to stay on top of this stuff. So from that standpoint alone, I support the ladies. Relationship or not, if you are being intimate, just keep it to a minimum. And you got Neo, which I don't do the current events or celebrity shit. And Neo has 4 wives, 3 wives, 4 girls, something going on in that with his polygamy life. They know about each other. You know what I mean? If you're gonna disregard this, you need to get you a roster that's compliant with this. You know, that they know what it is, you know, but I always trip up, right? Ladies, let's be honest. If you're dating a guy or being intimate with a guy and that's not your man, do you really think he's only going to sleep with you? I'm not trying to cause trouble here or cause confusion. Let's think, though. You are not wifey. I get it. I already spoke on the health tip. I already spoke on it being scary out there. I hear you. We're going outside of that right now. But just think to yourself, if that's not your man, do you really think you can control that? You ain't got to like this. You ain't got to like it. I'm not here to be liked. I say it with colleagues. I'm likable, not favorable. And I'm cool with that. That's. But, again, look at the stories we hear, we see, we know men sleeping around when they're in a relationship. It goes down when they're solidified. So you mean to tell me if they're not, that they're going to chill? Women, only thing I can help you with here is, fellas, wrap up. You can't be Rory Lanes with everybody. You know, you could pick the one you really think you like. That's the raw one. Then you got to strap up with everybody else, man. It's hard. I know. Fellas, you don't want me to expose us. It's hard. You know what I mean? Listen, protection is protection. I'm going to be a little bipolar here. I am all for health. I am all for protecting yourself. But condoms suck. Let's keep it a buck. That's not me encouraging not using it. I know they try to have all type of flavors and varieties and different types. There's the raw Magnum now. There's what? Thin, sensitive. There's like things to try to make us feel jolly about using them, right? Listen, it's a scary world. You need to use them, honestly. You need to use them. But my fellas, I mean, just keep it a buck, you know. I know that might be hard to do. You don't want to ruin some good intimacy by being too honest, right? But you got to put your big boy pants on. We are grown. We are mature, confident, alpha, etc. There are people that will match your energy, match what you're into. Give them the choice. If you go on date and you go on sleep around, you got to strap up. Pick your one go-to. I know fellas is not strapping up with everybody. You should. If you could, or put the roster on. Or if you're going to be Neo with it, everybody know each other and everybody get tested. Most of that is cap because y'all going to sit here and listen and continue to do what y'all do. Sorry, fellas. I know you're going to continue to do what y'all do, especially if you're already balls deep and it's already been going down. This is not going to reroute you, this conversation. But hopefully I could reach people who haven't begun this process and may be starting a process. Strap up. Limit the Rory lanes. Limit that. I know. You want to feel that. I know. Can't blame you. But we must be responsible, right? So, last on this is, fellas, be transparent. Wrap up. Honestly, if you got one that you raw, it's always that one, right? That may become the relationship. But be careful out there. And for the ladies, sorry, you're not going to always get this transparency. All the guys are not going to keep it a buck. If that's not your man, sorry to put this in your brain. You're not the only one he's going to sleep with. You just hope he's clean. He makes clean decisions. Or he's always strapped up. Or you and him is always strapped up. Feel me? That's just like the best I can give it to you. It's okay to not have your first choice. It's a little trigger for me. Maybe tainted or for the wrong reasons. Meaning that ties with it. So when we have our selections, right? When we get a glimpse, a taste, a second with what we think we want as a first choice, if we feel that strong in the moment, we may be not really looking in as deep as we should. We may not be analyzing it and taking it from the floor up like we should. There's a feeling, an emotion, a spark, some dopamine that sometimes gets you really hyped and you're like, nah, that's it right there. And for fellas, I'm not even going to take this from the women because the women, I'm going to actually give you credit on this. But let's go to the guys first. Guys, we with our eyes, what we see, what we feel, physical, that fire and desire. We got all of that, right? So our first choice, I'm pretty sure most of that is going to be based on that, right? So that's why I'm trying to slightly water it down, because I'm a big believer of, if I have big goals in every aspect of my life, like I grind hard, I hustle hard, whatever to survive hard, take care of the kids hard. Everything is on a thou with my energy, responsibility wise, right? So when it comes to who I want to be with, I should aim and have the same energy, no matter what the obstacles are. This could get blurred though, because what you think you want may not be for you. That alleged first choice may not be who's your person. That might not be your person. I don't want to put that there like that's going to be the case all the time. And so you should never aim for first choice, but use real sense, real judgment on how did this person become your first choice decision? What made them that? I know. I already said it. Fellas is using the physical. Fellas is using what we see, how we feel, emotion, dopamine, all wrapped in one cup. Stir that shit. And we get it twisted sometimes. I'm just saying, we get it twisted. We do. Now let me big up the ladies. See? Think I never do? I think y'all are expertise. Y'all are experts at not having your first choice. But what I don't particularly like is if you're with someone, ladies, if you're with someone who's not your first choice, how you going to really treat that person? Are you really treating them like you would treat your first choice? And I'm going to be petty because for the guys, it's physical, correct? So that may be the area. There could be other areas. I'll let y'all map that out. But if he's not your first choice, and I'm just going to be real based on the fellas, because I got to bring it back to them and make them feel a part of this. How nasty are you being with your guy that's not your first choice? How often are you being nasty with him? How much of that unleashed beast you have inside of you? All ladies got it, don't you? How much of that is getting unleashed on him because he's not your first choice? You can sit there and make it work. Well, financially, he's this. Decision making, he's that. I feel safe. But it's just something. I'd rather have Ray Ray. I'd rather have had Ray Ray. Or whoever else. You know what I mean? We never know, because women don't keep it a buck like that. Fellas, you want to sit there and ask someone you're dating? Ask someone who you just entered a relationship with, someone you've been in a relationship with. Ask them if you're their first choice. Oh, I'm going to start some trouble tonight. Today, tonight, whenever you decide to ask that. Fellas, ask that. Am I your first choice? They're going to counter it. But are you their first choice? I don't know the smoothest answer for you, because I'm pretty sure no one has their first choice. It's negative, but you gotta laugh. Like, I don't wish that nobody doesn't have their first choice, but I'm pretty sure it's a big pool of people who are not with their first choice. And again, to be positive out of all of this, that first choice might not have been your person, and that's okay. So stand on that. Be happy and grateful if you get most of the things that's supportive and needed for a healthy relationship to work. Had to end it kind of fairy tale-ish, and I mean, it could really go that way though. Let me stop bullshitting, y'all. First choice is epic though. If you could get that, you know what I mean? To touch on it, for the last time. Let's just sit there and just say, damn, what? You should make a list though. You should really make a list. And this list should be what you really look for. And this list should satisfy the fact that the first choice may not be able to cover these things on your list. Fellas, like I said, women could do this better. But I still want you to challenge them and say, am I your first choice? All right, I'm off that. When you're exceptional and they try to put you through regular candidate level testing, which initially may be okay. So let me break it down into layman terms. Fellas, and I've spoken on this before about people thinking they're exceptional when they're not, and they haven't proven anything or there's no receipts to back it. You know what I mean? So that's why I said initially, and I'm going to do fellas, when we dating ladies, right? And they put us through the test. So the initial test in the beginning, when you breaking ice, when y'all don't know each other, those are cute. You know what I mean? They want to see what the temperature is, right? So that's fine. I mean, once certain, you can't put a clock on this. Once certain vibes, energy, and exchanges have occurred, and you now see, ladies, you now see this person's exceptional or potential to be exceptional. They're not regular. Cut the crap with the test. That's all I'm saying. If you're still not sure, do you? But stop playing at you really know and you want to act like you don't know yet. You buying time or whatever your strategy is behind that. Do not put exceptional dudes through regular niggas test. It's insulting. I can't break down what interaction happened when you was with that guy. Fellas, when you was with that girl, what did that energy feel like? What did y'all exchange? What did y'all speak on? How did y'all vibe? You can't really bullshit that. You know that. And, you know, some people are skeptical because of what they've been through in the past. And they might have felt similar energy, similar vibes. And they're like, but shit went left. Let me tell you something. You can be as guarded, as careful, as baby step as you want. Certain shit is just going to play out the way it was supposed to play out. Your story's your story. That's your person or that's not your person. There's things that we do to see and figure out whether that is or isn't. But the super spooky, scary, sketchy, that's not protecting you from making a bad choice. It's just, it gives me a headache thinking. So all I'm saying is if you organically, genuinely can't see this person yet, you don't see them, you don't see their exceptionalism. That's not a word, but you can't see that they're exceptional yet. And you want to put them through the test, your things just to make sure, just to feel like you feel safe. I'm not telling you not to do that. What I'm saying is don't bullshit the vibe, energy, and interaction to feel like you have to continue the test. Once you see this person, you can see them. Once you can feel the exceptional energy. Things change. Yes, I know. Nothing's permanent but death. But still, if they showing you a little something out the norm, you feel that. Cut the crap or do exceptional level testing. All right, he's this. So now let me test him this way. But don't keep it on level 1 for the exceptional guys, is all I'm saying. Right, fellas? Appreciate y'all. I mean, that's if you want shit to work, man. We got to get more mature because we're real petty, both between the sexes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a guy feels like he's getting bullshitted, you know, if you're bringing him through the ringer, if you're taking longer than you normally do, and he feels that way, it could be a little paranoia behind it because that could really be how you move. But, you know, it becomes petty because he's going to still wait to get what he wants. And then he out of there. And then vice versa. If a woman, you know, wants a commitment sooner than the guy and he's really trying to figure himself out or figure it out, they have their petty too, where they, you know, they might have been intimate and now they want to deny and withhold that or step with that because he's not complying in a timely fashion. So we both play with each other. Let's keep it real. Pause. But and each other, not really. But we all playing a game out here to some extent. Sad to say. And I don't really mean we all 100, 1,000%, but a lot. More than not. You know what I mean? So you take that for that. Let's just come together, read each other's real vibes, be organic and genuine, and not try to waste nobody's time. But ain't no rushing. There's no shot clock. There's no schedule for this shit. To be great, to be perfected almost. That's very hard to say perfected, but I'm going to still say it. I feel that confident that you can mirror that. You won't be it, but you can get great. You can get great. I think great is damn near close enough to perfect. You got to just let certain shit be. All right? Floors and ceilings. Levels for benefits are coming into your life. This is a tricky one. It was very intelligent how it was handed to me. But my thing to challenge this is, shouldn't the floor and the ceiling be almost, if damn near not, equally as important? But I think this is taken from a level of levels. So I guess if you're the floor and I'm the ceiling, what, does the ceiling want another ceiling? You see, the person gave me this and kind of just went about their way. And I was trying to wait till I could get them on here. But I'm just going to say, because I got it in the mix, right? You tell me how you interpret it. I will probably use this for the promo, even though I never use what I say I'm going to use for the promo. I'm going to really try to see the time and use this. Hit the notification bell, like, comment, subscribe, share. So I do that so I know where this is at to use this as the promo. So anyway, I'm going to take it as the floor and the ceiling is equally important. Because if you don't have a ceiling, you're not protected. If you don't have the floor, where are you walking and moving around on? You tell me. But there is definitely a discrepancy in the two, where if we took a tally of vote, there is one that may slightly be more important than the other. That's a tricky one. I gave them my info. Holla at me. You know who you are that gave me this one. You need to come on here and explain this. It was dope in the moment. Floors and ceilings. That's a good one if you break that down correctly, right? But again, I say that there's no way you making it without one or the other. How you gonna make it without the other? And I know now why I'm misinterpreting this. They are talking about levels of just where you at in life, but it still don't add up till they say it because, all right, now break it in the fact of a building, right? So isn't the floor someone's ceiling below you? I don't know. I tripped y'all up on that one. I tripped y'all up. That's dope, though, to tackle something sometimes that you don't really get through. And I could always come back. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the trip up of the day. Will that become a thing? All right, we on. The baddies that behave. Miracle, in parentheses. So, there's such a moment of silence because I don't see it. Everything has its numbers, right? So I don't see this in a large abundance, fellas. Search and search and search and search. And that's what it will take. So when I have this as a subject, I'm applauding and awarding the fellas who obtained this because they stood some test of time and some patience, some resilience, or was outside all day during this search. And really, the time management was so dope because this ain't just you. Ain't no such a thing as luck to me. You ain't just meeting this on a fly. Sorry, ladies. And First of all, it's going to be a huge debate because everybody think they're a baddie. Ladies out there, anybody think they're not a baddie? Damn, this could be promo too. If you get through this whole segment, ladies, do you think you're a baddie? To you, what does a baddie mean? And if you can honestly say you're not, why not? But everybody believe they're a baddie. Women want to attack men. They said men nowadays acting like they baddies. Shit crazy out here. It's weird. But listen. We gotta grow up. What the world or the majority would consider a baddie and what you personally, individually think is a baddie should not be the same. It shouldn't be your goal to be the same. Now, if you do your selecting and to you, that woman's a baddie, and because you took the time and the patience and it really pans out and that baddie behaves and then the world sees and they agree, that's just like a bonus. But I don't think you should be using that. And I don't think a lot of us guys really do that. Y'all gotta say, you know, we're easily attacked to say that we just chase the fat ass, the big titties, the whatever, the Instagram type of chicks or the OnlyFans, the big booty Judies, the surgery. Like, yo, we get criticized a lot. But to be honest, we cannot be influenced. What we think is bad individually, we think is bad. Like, there's nobody putting no battery in our back. We do not need an audience. Sorry to say, I feel like some women need an audience to select their partner, to select their baddie. Always influenced by friends or somebody. Yeah, what you think of him, girl? We don't do that. I don't do that. I don't need my mans to tell me if that's a baddie or not, or that's somebody I want. It's gesturing and it's convo. It's talk to say, you know, I've acquired this young lady. Here, take a peek. What do you think? But it don't fucking matter. It don't. The stories we tell about how they behave or not behave are the influence. Swift Chancellor, you out there? That's the right hand. Trust me, he knows what I'm talking about. But we ain't influenced by nobody. We don't need no audience. What we consider bad, we like, man, this is what I'm going after. And if I get it and she behaves, this is who I'm with. You heard? And if I show a picture of them on my arm and you say, voice of reason, that's one fine young lady. Cheerio. But I ain't need that. I did not need that. Appreciate you though. Your niggas get you jammed up. I won't even just say it like that. People get you jammed up listening to them. Or giving them too much freaking power to make decisions that's for your life. Picture that. That's all the way out of line. All right. So, salute and shout to the guys that acquired a baddie that behaves. What you think behave means, ladies? Just no headaches, peaceful, let him lead, and be nasty frequently. Let loose frequently. Support and be his peace. And be a baddie. These are simple things. It's better to say this. This is the one I'm giving a chance to, instead of saying this is the one. Let's use less overhype, right? Because none of us take our time no more like we should. We microwave, we not oven. So, and I could say I'm talking to the fellas again, because what happens? Let's go back to a baddie. You see something physically attractive, your mojo starts going, dopamine, etc. And you know, You want to jump out that window, especially if she gives you any type of rhythm, any type of play, you own it. I don't wish you failure. There's a lot of things that you need to really reevaluate yourself on, though, especially if this is something you've jumped out the window for plenty of times and it was still the same results and shit ain't work out. But you know what? No one's at an advantage here, because if you've done this or you've been down this road a dozen times and it didn't play for you, I don't see a benefit to somebody who's never had a baddie before that is overhyping it and saying this is the one. He's actually a little more valid in the moment for being that hype, but reality gonna hit him real quick. So there's no win on no one's end, because it's just women and the game and life and opportunity and conditions. It just can change the dynamic of shit every time. So no matter how much we may all have similarities, we all could sit and describe what a relationship, not all, a lot of people could sit and describe what a relationship should look like, what they want. It sounds simple. It sounds like the obvious, nothing too outlandish, yet shit don't be working out here. You can't tell people just do this or just be like that and you good, because shit still don't be working. So tread light, not scary light, but light, and say, I'm giving this a chance. Even if you have to tell yourself that. Fellas, I don't care how bad she is. Listen, I use the exaggerated, animated examples all the time. You give me Nia Long, you give me Sanaa, I forgot if it's Lathan or Nathan. It's Nathan. It's Nathan. I be bugging. My bag. Sanaa Nathan. Sanaa Lathan? Sanaa. You know who I'm talking about. Damn, that's bad. Yo, you want to make me Google that right there. No. We ain't going out like that, and I ain't re-editing nothing. Think this computer right here don't work? It's Lathan. Why I said Nathan? Yo, y'all gonna laugh at that one, right? I'm a fool. How can I forget the baddest of the baddest? Either way, I meet any of them face to face. They give me any rhythm, any flavor. I still gotta. Now, I'm not going to act like it's going to be easy. Fellas are sitting here like, this guy's full of it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. What I'm saying is it would be in my best interest to troop it like this. I'm giving this a chance, not this is the one. Women, you can do that. I don't think you should. You're adjusting though. So if you put that energy and pressure and monkey on the back to be like, this guy's the one, you're adjusting to what you require and want to an extent. I feel like you're moving the pieces. Like, all right, you know, he can't bench 250, but he could bench 200. He can't make a steak, but he could cook breakfast. I feel like that's how y'all adjust y'all ways if y'all jump out the window to think that the guy is the one. And as long as he don't fumble too bad, you'll say he's the one. Is that really a bad strategy to have? Maybe not. I don't think guys will use that strategy much. They can have, but I don't see that. It's better to just say, listen, we saying what's good. No, I don't care how much similarities and shit seem like, oh, I'm off Friday. They're off Friday. My favorite movie is Friday. Get the fuck out of here. There's more to it than that initial hype. You feel me? And that's where I'll end things. How to keep the good energy going after the initial interest dies down. Ain't that something? Just take the mental capacity of a relationship therapist, a mental therapist, a person who has their all degrees in men and women interaction as a whole, this is a tough, because it all depends on how organic and genuine that initial first good energy was. Did both people come from a genuine place wholeheartedly? Like if they both entered and said, look, I'm going to put bullshit aside. I'm going to put my baggage aside. I'm going to put my trauma aside. I am not letting anything that's gone left for me cloud my judgment or use that in this. Let me really see what's good. And then the other person has to do the same thing. It can't be one-sided. It can't be half one-sided or both half sides. You gotta both say that. And only the individual knows if they're not bullshitting when it comes to that. It's not easy to do. And that's why everybody suggests that if you can't approach it that way, you have no business entering anything. If you can't enter it without putting that dark negative shit aside, you have no business attempting this. And that's cool. If you're aware of that and you know that, don't pursue shit. Easier said than done always. I always come back and defend. Fellas are going to chase that itch. Fellas want to be in the mix to a certain extent. The hunter. Ladies may do a better job here. They can stay out the light for a second. They can sit down for a sec. I get them that. But that's the only way to handle this scenario, because if you don't listen to that, if you don't do it that way, you're not going to be able to keep the good energy up when the initial interest dies down. Then you're going to be sitting there looking stupid, like what the hell happened? Both of y'all going to look dumb. I'm sorry, let's just keep it a buck, because you're going to sit there and wonder, who wasn't keeping it a buck? Point fingers. If both of y'all wasn't, y'all may twistedly in some toxic type of way make it, because y'all both was bullshitting. You might could talk that out right there. If one person was doing what I said and the other person wasn't, when that dies down, I'm pretty sure it's doomed. It's probably a wrap. Probably a wrap. Only way is if that shit was really authentic from the start. And that's all that proves. When the initial interest dies down and y'all don't know where to go from there, y'all just proved that y'all was just like in it. Like, yo, it was all right. You know what I mean? I just did that to, whatever. You see, I'm not filling in the blank right there. Like, y'all have y'all reasons for why y'all do stuff. But whatever that is, if it's not organic, genuine, and you didn't take the time out to separate your darkness, it's going to expose itself when this dies down. Because now it's like nobody wants to put no effort in, or the effort is kind of strained or difficult to do because you ain't come from an organic place to begin with. Oh, time exposed, man. You go front. You ain't got to be the smartest. You ain't got to be the most calculated. You know what I mean? All of that good stuff. But what time does is tell. Time will tell. Time love exposing you. So y'all go ahead about y'all life and think that, you know what I mean? You don't have to take heed to this stuff and do homework and take your time and reevaluate you and really, sit there and treat and take shit serious. Everything that you're involved yourself with, everything you try to do, keep it 100 with yourself, for real. Really sit there and say, yo, am I really a bullshitter like that? And everybody gonna bullshit a little bit here and there, but let's limit that. Let's limit that. Because once you accept that you do that, you could already begin the process of moving in in a great direction. That perfect spun his head twice this day. I don't know. Sometimes you really feeling that confident. You could use such dialogue. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling that good this time around. But thank you for joining me. Till the next time. And you know my 3 P's. Stay positive, stay progressive, and stay pushing. Peace.